don't mean anything, but thanks for listening. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to We Say Things, episode 276. Brought to you by, well, nobody, I guess. Us. We are at PGL Wallachia, season 6.
Yes.
And we were going to do the episode a few days ago. I was very tired because of jet lag. Then we were going to do it yesterday, and you had some bullshit excuse. And then we were going to do it a few hours ago today, but then the internet, the hotel went out. So here we are.
Yeah.
Thank you to our beautiful, let me bring up the patron lists real quick. Our patrons, you take it.
I'll do the whole thing. How about
you
that?
Will. Thank you.
And you will drink unsponsored drink. Amish Toaster, spice it up, plus 1 minute over an hour equals plus $1 to animal shelter. Minus 1 minute, I steal $1 from a dog.
So Amish Toaster actually posted something in our Discord.
I saw
proof of submitting money, donating money. So good on you, brother.
What if we just put in like 10 hours of blank space at the end of the episode? It's still technically running.
We could bankrupt you. This is a...
We could help.
Slippery slope.
We could feed all dogs by making an episode that's like 20 years long.
That's right.
How about that? Crownfall Enjoyer. That's been a while by now. But Disco Farm D, Dodgers in 5, Stillhead Wagyu. Dop, Empire of Dirt, Isaac Hansen, Janie, Anonymous, Malicious Damage, Pepper Balls, Suns Nugget Boy STGC Daniel, T-Coil, The Mega Pope, Vlad, Let's Have Puffy on the podcast, Wooden Aftertaste, and finally, the Carmen line, about 100 kilometer up, marks where a country's sovereignty ends and where space begins.
Huh.
Mr. Needley.
So does that mean you can nuke that area and nobody gets in trouble?
You mean above it?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to be belching a lot.
I guess that technically means that...
Oh my god.
If you're...
Spaghetti bolognese.
If you're...
A lot of garlic.
Great, I can't smell it for now. If you...
Jesus Christ.
Okay, now I can really smell it. Mainly the garlic, though. It's not that bad. I like garlic, but...
Yeah, enjoy that.
So,
enjoy
okay. I'm one of the few people that doesn't really mind garlic smell like that. It's okay. I mean, I've got used to you. What was I going to say? If you're above 100 kilometers in the air, you can do tax-free trading because there's no country borders, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's why Bezos.
That might be how we get around the tariffs.
Yeah,
we do airdropping 100 kilometers up.
That's a great plan.
How far up is 100 kilometers? Which is that? Atmosphere, stratosphere?
You think I'm gonna know that?
Hydrosphere?
Ask ChatGPT, your brain.
What is 100 kilometers above the Earth's surface?
No way that's gonna work.
Yeah, the Carmen line. Yeah, no shit.
All right. I think we spent enough time on this.
I think we didn't.
You need to give more context to Google.
No, I mean, this is good, though. I'm saving dogs.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
I wonder.
Yeah, people are going to love this.
How high is 100 kilometers up? 62 miles. Fantastic. That's really helpful.
How else did you expect them to answer? You ever talked to AI before?
Commercial airplanes and private jets typically cruise at 30,000 to 42,000 feet, which is about a tenth of the Carmen line.
Oh, wow. So
it's very high up.
Okay.
It's going to be hard to trade there.
Yeah. All right. First up, we had some Reddit threads about us asking for something very important. And that's news about this guy.
Oh.
Okay, this is the NBA segment. Remember when
He looks trustworthy.
Remember when I told you that the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic in the most shocking trade in sports history? And I'm not exaggerating. This is 9 months later. Okay. People still think that. The man that did it has now finally been fired because at every game, his name's Nico Harrison, by the way. Every game since he has traded Luka Doncic, there's been chants in the arena fire Nico, fire Nico, to the point where he started getting people removing them, which is the worst thing he could possibly do. So what's happened since he traded Luka? All the players he traded for have been injured. They are currently 3-10 in the season. Well, sorry, they got the first seed or the number 1 pick, which they were very lucky with, and he was very smug about it. Like, you got to see my vision. Like, your vision is to suck ass and then get super, super lucky.
He's an agent.
He was an agent.
Well, as in
that kind of
he's
agent.
working for a different team.
Yes. I mean, that's what it seems like. And the Lakers are doing great. Luka's in the best shape of his entire life. He was talking about how fat Luka was. Now, the guy he traded for has become fat and out of shape and injured, and now they're going to blow it all up. So that's the big drama of the month for NBA. And
do you care about this? As in, which team was it that he's from?
Mavericks, Dallas.
Do you cheer for or against them?
Well, I cheer against everyone except the Suns.
Oh, I thought you had like a secondary team that you don't mind. Was it the Denver Nuggets or whatever last year?
No.
Wasn't there a team that you were like, I hope they win since we don't?
You're talking about Avery.
No.
Avery loves Denver Nuggets.
Well, maybe I mixed it up. I feel like we had a conversation at some point where you were like...
Oh, the Pacers. The Pacers.
Okay, because you were like, I actually kind of like this team if the Suns don't make it over.
Yeah, they're 1-10 now.
But this is obvious. But you do care about this because Lakers is the team you hate the most, and they're doing well.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so that's unfortunate. But at the very least, this guy, there's no real positive feelings, is there?
No, there isn't.
So
everybody hates him.
Unfortunate.
And he made the worst trade in history of sports.
He'll be remembered, though.
He will be. And the thing is, the person that's kind of getting off on this, not literally,
well
depending, is the owner of the team. Who's not getting nearly as much flack when it's his decision whether to do what this guy wanted, right? Because he was the GM. So anyway, that's the deal. I have 2 SUNSfan recommends.
Oh.
First one is a new show, well, new-ish. Nikki was begging me to watch it for quite a while, and I refused because I thought it was a different show. Long story.
I'm sure she was very happy with that.
This show is called The Studio. It's on Apple TV. Only 1 season, I believe 10 episodes, and it's incredible. I would say it's not exactly the same, but Curb Your Enthusiasm is my favorite comedy of all time. This feels like a spiritual successor to that, but a different spin on it. Seth Rogen, I've always liked Seth Rogen, but never been a huge, I don't know, not like a fanboy or anything. He's like, he's okay. So good in this show. Basically, his character becomes the head of a kind of a minor movie studio, and it's talking about different, every episode is kind of like a different story on how his career is progressing. It's so fucking hilarious and well done. Dialogue is great. Acting is great. I'm trying to think what other shows I'd recommend. This is one of my favorite shows the last couple of years for sure. So would highly recommend it. The Studio.
What do you think is the most important in a comedy? Because for me, I think it's definitely dialogue. I think for some people like physical comedy or
dialogue for sure.
I think dialogue for me, and then there's something really funny about absurdity to me. If things are just if it's ridiculous, that's often but dialogue is number 1 for sure.
Yep, agreed. Okay. So would recommend that.
He's made another show somewhat recently, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Okay, I just remember reading that.
He's been a busy boy. Absolutely.
It's pretty impressive to be that productive.
Yeah, but it's I consider this a very smart show as well. And Nikki, and this is where maybe things get lost a bit, but Nikki used to work in Hollywood as an agent. So a lot of the stuff would go over my head, and she would explain it to me after. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's pretty cool.
Oh, so they did a good job with it.
It's very accurate.
Yeah, that's nice. It's always good.
And then second recommendation, very old. Balatro. So.
I'm surprised you play this game, actually.
Are you? Why?
Yeah, I wouldn't think this would be a game that you would find that interesting.
I thought so, too. And when this first came out, I remember being at a Dota event, probably Dream League or something, and people were playing it, like BSJ. And obviously I knew that the game had, it was a big deal because people were raving and raving and raving about it. And I watched about 5 minutes of them playing. I'm like, this looks like fucking garbage. I have a hard time getting past art styles that I don't like,
Mm-hmm.
pixel art, things like that. And then it's poker related, so I thought I definitely wouldn't like it because I mean poker's kind of I can play Texas Hold'em or whatever, but I'm not super into it or anything. So I feel like there wasn't much room for them to use that game to make another kind of game fun for me. Dead wrong. Slay the Spire, if you guys played it, roguelike card game. Very similar to that, but with a different spin. It uses poker hands as like your scoring system, but that's basically the only similarities that you have. So as you, basically the entire game, for the most part, there's some exceptions here, but you're trying to collect different types of, you only have a certain amount you can have, what they're called jokers, and they all do drastically different things, and they make you play in drastically different ways to try to continue to beat the high score, which is like this, every run, there's 8 levels, I guess you could say, and within each level there's 3 things you need to beat. I find it very refreshing. I've been looking for a game that I could play on Steam Deck, which has been really difficult for me, and this is definitely one of them. So a lot of replayability. If you like Slay the Spire, if you like roguelikes, even if you don't like poker, I feel like
it doesn't seem very important for this.
No, it's not. I mean, it's
you need to get.
You want to know what like a straight is or a flush, stuff like that, but that's the extent. But yeah, very smart game, and would recommend. I feel like you would like this game for sure.
Probably. I haven't played it. I've watched like, I don't know, an hour, maybe 2 hours in total of this. And yeah, it seems fun. I also do actually own the game. I haven't played yet because I have other games I want to play as well. So
yeah, World of Warcraft.
For example, I'm not playing it that much actually, but that is still pretty much a weekly occurrence for a couple hours at this point. It's kind of maintenance mode, but
filth.
Good game though. I agree. Based on what I've seen, I'm sure I will like it too because it looks fun. But I will play it eventually. For now, I am playing Hollow Knight Silksong.
Not ready to recommend it?
I'm not finished with the game, so. But
you need to be?
No, it's really fucking good. But it's not really surprising to me either. It's a very worthy successor to the first one, and the short version is, if you like the first one, you're gonna like this. If you didn't like the first one, it's not for you. It's like the overall concept of it and the way that it plays when you do.
You need to do a Cinder and recommends that at some point. It's too late for this episode.
We can do it again. At the same time, though, I don't know if that's particularly interesting because it's the same game version 2.
I don't see why not. I mean, we should do Hades too. Well, maybe I did.
I don't know if you did.
Yeah, you guys tell me if I've done Hades too. I don't remember actually.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it in another episode for sure. I'll talk into more depth when I've played more as well.
On to Dotes, my goats.
Okay.
It's been a hot minute since we've done a podcast. Actually, we should maybe address that.
Yeah.
There's been some Reddit threads. You were obsessing over them earlier today.
I read them and had a conversation.
Yeah, you're pretty obsessed with that.
Okay.
About the fact that we haven't been doing regular episodes. And the TLDR is I don't have that much time.
Mm-hmm.
But you said you're willing to put in some or learn some of the stuff that I have to do for each episode. And then if I can effectively just show up and talk, we can do it. But we're still,
like a role reversal. Almost.
We're still discussing, we're still negotiating amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd like to do more episodes for sure.
It's basically, I'm trying to think of when we stopped doing it almost guaranteed weekly, because for a couple of years it was more or less every week unless either somebody was sick or we were at an event, right? It was more or less that. Like maybe a given year there would be 2 or 3 weeks that there wasn't an episode, maybe 4. But as of late, this was something we talked about months ago, is that there just isn't as frequent and as interesting news for Dota as what we both felt. But then in the past, as we talked about today, what mainly filled out those episodes was that you used to read a lot more just random tech news. So we were filling out episodes talking about other tech, which we just you haven't been looking at for that as much, and it's not really been something. So generally, if you guys go back and watch older episodes and there's anything about like tech or some sort of news in that regard, it's been because you found them when you were reading the news, basically. I haven't been keeping track.
Yeah, I think part of it is I just haven't been looking for that, I guess, but also lot of negative comments and reaction to anything AI related, which like people think I'm using AI for the game, for example, because I think AI can be cool. Like, I don't know. I feel like that just means I'm not going to talk about AI on the podcast anymore, even if it's a hot topic.
I think we're on
it just negatively affects me.
We're on the same page in the sense that we think the technology has a lot of potential. I think just the difference is how cynical we are about it.
Which is ironic.
Yeah, because you're more cynical about basically everything else. Yeah. But that's the thing that I'm... Anyway, what was I going to say? So what we're going to try to do, obviously we're at this event, and just like in the past, whenever we're at events, it's harder for us to maintain the regular schedule and guarantee that it comes out. But when we get home, which will be in, what's that? A week and a bit, probably. Yeah, pretty much a week by now. Maybe eight or 9 days. The goal is to get back to weekly episodes, and part of the motivation for it is also that we got a lot of comments from people just saying, I just look forward to this every week, I don't care what you talk about. So maybe we ourselves have overestimated the value of actually having Dota topics, and we'll just be like, look, there's no Dota, we're going to talk about animals.
Yeah, you guys, you're going to regret this decision.
So we'll see. What I will say is if we do weekly episodes and there's basically nothing going on and there's no interesting tech news, we probably won't be doing episodes of like 70 minutes.
No.
Because as much as we love to talk, it's unlikely we'll fill it out that much with just nothing, but we'll give it a go when we come back. And then if it turns out that the episodes just are low quality or uninteresting and Dota doesn't have enough to bring right now, then we'll probably do them bi-weekly like we have been recently.
And some of you have commented that we should be talking about, there's always something Dota related to talk about, with like hero picks and trends and all that. I think I've said this on the podcast, but that's not what this podcast was ever about. It's not something that I'm remotely interested in digesting on a week-to-week basis. I think that's fucking boring, actually.
It's like it's like the NBA segment for me.
Yeah, but except it would take the whole episode.
What if I did a Dota segment every episode where I talk about the new meta trends?
That's kind of cool, because I don't have to contribute.
I just don't.
I would like listening to it. I can understand why some people want it. I don't want to talk about it.
But I think it's a fair point to make, and just to mention that this podcast is not trying to be, high detail analysis of Dota. That's not what we're doing. We're telling you guys what's going on, we're telling stories about what we've experienced and if there's anything fun, but if you're looking for like deeper analytical stuff, the number one thing I can recommend right now if you really want to get into get more in-depth look on Pro Dota is to watch Kezu's YouTube, because he's been putting in a lot of work. He's making hour-long videos where he's interviewing pro players and talking about tournaments and going over replays and talking about how you draft, what it takes to be a pro, training regime, all that stuff. So I think whatever we would do on a week-to-week basis, giving you a little update on what picks are hitting or whatever, doesn't even come close to the stuff that he's doing and the production value of that. So I just think that's way better. And then our podcast is more about, chilling, having a conversation, and just telling you what's going on in Dota, what happened in tournaments, if we're excited about patches, what we wish for, all that stuff. So that's we're going to stick to that. We're not going to change the overall way that we do the podcast, but we'll try to up the frequency again and put out an episode a week for you guys, and then hopefully we'll fill it out with something interesting and start doing stupid tier lists again or something.
Hell
as well.
Love them.
It's been a long while since we talked about why your taste in fruit is questionable.
I can only taste garlic right now. So.
All right, that was a bit of an intermission. Let's talk about Dota. So there was a tournament that happened. The finals took place here the finals took place it's more or less exactly a week ago. Last weekend in Singapore was the finals of Blast Slam 4, of which the top 4 teams automatically qualified to Blast Slam 6, which is an interesting system. But it's because Blast Slam 5 is very soon, and I think they ran separate qualifiers for that. That's the one that's coming up in China later this year, and Blast Slam 6 will be next year. And I believe when we talked about this last, we were past stage 1, because this tournament was a really weird format where it was split in 2. And the first half happened in October, in the middle of October. So, and we talked about which teams advanced and that there was going to be top 6 on LAN. And those top 6 were, let me see, it was Mouse, Spirit, Aurora, Heroic, Tundra and Falcons, with Tundra and Falcons starting in the second round, aka the semifinals, because they got top 2 in the mega group stage. So we're back on track with that. And that obviously makes for a really short LAN, because there's 6 teams and they're playing single elim.
Yeah.
So this was a really short weekend, and obviously when you run a format like this, which I was reading through the comments of people's feedback overall on this tournament from Blast, and from what I could see, everybody was really happy with production side of things, with some of the innovation that they're trying to do, with the exception of the format. That's the one thing that seems pretty uniform that people disliked. It's a way to try to be new and do something else. And I've said before, I think it's cool that you're doing new formats and trying different stuff, but that doesn't mean it has to work every time. So in other words, I personally don't think this format's very good, and I hope they change it. But I do like they're trying other formats because you might hit. Just like we didn't have Swiss for 10 years, and now Swiss is really fucking good. So
it's the standard now.
Yeah, but it's pretty much becoming the standard, at least at PGL events and now TI as well. So hopefully, I don't mind a refreshing tournament with single elim, but I don't think this was the way to do it for me personally. Anyway, the results. We got to top 6, just mentioned the teams. Round 1, Mao's 2-1 Spirit, so that was the end of that. Heroic to Aurora, and that leads us to the semifinals, where Mao's then draw Tundra as their opponent and Heroic draw Falcons, and both series the favorites win. Tundra took Mao's 2-1, Falcons took Heroic 2-0. So we get another Tundra versus Falcons finals. We've had a couple of those this year. This one was weird. There was something really special about this that is definitely worth talking about, because this is probably something we might never see again, what happened in this. So this was a best of 5 finals.
It looks like a UI bug.
Yeah. So they're trading games, not literally. They're taking turns at winning. And we get to game 4, and Falcons are up 2-1. And we have a game in which, or rather, the drafts of games 4 and 5 are identical. Pick and ban order. All of it is the exact same thing. This has only happened literally one time before in all of Pro Dota 2 history, which is at this point 15 years. This has happened once, and it was in an online qualifier in SA. So unprecedented on LAN, and I personally think this will never happen again. But the crowd was hyped. They were cheering for every ban and pick to be the same, and obviously when everything came together, it culminated in a massive roar and a massive cheer. And it begs the question, do you think if you're either team in that spot and you're like, let's say you're halfway through the draft and the crowd is cheering and roaring, do you think it influences the players and they're like, we don't want to be the ones to disappoint and pick the girl, and then people are going to boo? Do you genuinely think every single pick they thought, again, it's the best and we just played poorly previous game?
Yeah.
And messed up? Well, based on how the trajectory was going, that's probably true, because Falcons were looking great, but ended up not being able to finish it out, as that was a pretty crazy final game of the series, and something kind of spectacular. Don't feel like Blast can take credit for it though, because of the format. They did nothing to achieve this, but good for them.
It's pretty cool.
An iconic
pretty
game.
cool.
It looks so weird looking at the
Yeah, it does.
You're right. It looks like a UI bug, but yeah, crazy stuff. So that was that, and that leads us to the predictions channel.
Oh, yeah.
Because now I must see who is off to the hot start.
Is it you or me?
I think it's probably you. It always is, isn't it? I think we talked about last time how you were off to a good head start because you had more potential good outcomes.
Oh,
so we talked about the Dark Horse and White Donkey, because we already had those almost covered. You had your Colt top 6. That did not happen. You had Liquid not top 6. That did happen. So you got one of those. That's 2 points.
Liquid always comes through.
And then I had Dark Horse Heroic top 4, which was not confirmed at the time, but did happen because they won their first series. They got exactly top 4. And my White Donkey was Falcons not top 4, which obviously didn't happen. My first place, Liquid, didn't make it to top 3. Bet Boom didn't make it to top 3. And Spirit didn't make it to top 3. So I got nothing. You had Tundra, Falcons, and Bet Boom. And you had Tundra winning and Falcons in second.
Holy shit, I'm good.
So what's that?
What the fuck?
Wait, how is
I
it?
wasn't expecting to be that good.
How is it we usually do? You get 2 for the White Donkey, and I get 2 for the Dark Horse. So I have 2 points and you have 2. And then for the top 3, you get
1 point.
You get 1 point and a bonus point for proper placement.
Yes.
Right? So you're leading 6-2 after episode 1. Wonderful. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Do these dinners stack by any chance?
I mean, if you want to, then we can go to a better restaurant that you will enjoy less because, as we've established, you do not like fine cuisine.
I don't have good taste.
I feel like at some point, if we were to go, if we went to a really nice place that was not like a steakhouse, there would be a place that hits because there's such a huge variety.
I'm sure.
So, but you just haven't found it yet. The nicest place we've eaten together was a 1-star restaurant in Singapore, right? That was your favorite? The steakhouse we went to there with Buka?
Well, the other place was 1 star that I hated.
That was the Berlin one, right?
Yeah, I know, but they're both 1 star. Right?
I'm just saying, it's like...
Yeah, I've never been to a 2-star or 3.
Yeah, the one in Singapore was really good, I thought. Okay, that is a Blast Slam, and that leads us to the next Pro Dota 2 tournament, which we are coincidentally at now. You might say we're cheating because we're doing predictions and the tournament is going on, but as we said, we agreed we were going to do the episode before the tournament started. It didn't line up with jet lag and other issues. So we took down our predictions before the tournament started.
That's right.
Blindly. So now it's time.
I fucked up.
To see how... Oh, I did too. Don't worry.
Okay,
at least I think so. We won't know yet because nobody's eliminated, but I believe I was not looking too hot. So...
I have my notepad sitting right there, ready to go. You ready for it?
You have it on the PC?
Yeah.
Okay, we should merge with mine. So we have it in one place and they can send it to me so I can note it down.
I mean, I'll just send it to you on Discord.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
My top 3 in this order were Tundra, Heroic, and Paravision.
Okay.
My dark horse is Heroic, which I think even though they got 4th in the last one, getting top 3, I still think is a dark horse.
I would agree with that. That's dark horse.
And my white donkey, as usual, consistent as always, is Team Liquid, which that seems to have been a mistake.
Where would you put them for white donkey?
Bottom half.
Not top 8. Okay, I'll give you that for sure. Yeah. Okay, so I have Paravision winning. I have Extreme in 2nd, and Tundra 3rd, which is not looking great right now either. The Tundra one.
Yeah.
Well, Extreme isn't either actually. Dark Horse, Gamer Legion top 8. That's Wildcard Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And then my white donkey was Nigma not top 8, and I wasn't sure if you were going to agree with that because I think with the previous roster, I would say that's fair given the rosters of teams.
Nigma not top 8.
But it's a new roster. I am willing to go down one step and say Nigma not top 11.
Okay. Fine.
Then so they get bottom 4.
Fine.
Is that bottom 6? Whatever.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine.
Okay. We should mention, we didn't even go over the participating teams because we're kind of jumping the gun here. The participating teams, the 16-team tournament, we're playing Swiss right now. And the teams are Tundra, BetBoom, Heroic, Spirit, Liquid, Paravision, Enigma Galaxy, Tidebound, Yakult, Gamer Legion, Extreme, and Team Cobra, which is a South American team with Peruvians. Mouse, Navi, Roar Gaming, which is a Chinese team, and OG, which I think is going to be... We should talk about them
as dark horse. Boy.
I was thinking about it for a moment, and I was like...
Nah, it's OG.
I mean, what am I... Why would I? But, okay,
so the only team missing is Falcons.
Right, Falcons declined to participate, which I think is...
Who took their place?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who replaced, but I think what's kind of interesting to see is the different approaches on a meta level to Pro Dota, where it seems like a team like Tundra is playing everything, right? They're like really grinding it out. And then you have other teams where maybe a player is sitting out, or you have teams where you skip a tournament, like Falcons. Obviously, they just had a finals and a TI victory, but you know, Tundra were in a somewhat similar position to that, and they're still here.
Yeah.
I think it's really team dependent and it's really individual dependent which strategy is best. I think it's kind of interesting to see, or rather it's going to be interesting to see whether taking a break of a tournament will be good or bad for Falcons. Because you can also, lose your mojo a little bit, get a little bit out of the zone. And at the same time, if you overwork yourself and you play everything, you can burn out. So I personally think not playing every tournament for the top 2 teams is the correct strategy. But, I mean, we'll see with Tundra. They've been doing pretty well in almost every tournament they've played.
Yeah.
But this one is not looking so great right now.
Not
so let's get to that.
Far.
So obviously this is not finished just yet. Is this showing on the? Are you capturing this? You are capturing the screen. Okay, great. So the current standings in the
open
Swiss.
obs because maybe part of it's cut off. I don't know.
Let's see. That's good. Fine. That's good enough. I'll get a little free ad for Liquipedia on the left there. Do you want to advertise here? Yeah. That's good.
I have no ad block. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with supporting Liquipedia. So these are the current standings. Spirit are 3-0 as the first team. OG are 2-0 together with Liquid. They are currently playing a BO3. BetBoom are 2-1 after losing to Spirit. Navi are 2-1 after beating Gamer Legion. Mouse are 2-1 after beating Extreme. Paravision are 2-1 after beating Tidebound. And Heroic are 2-1 after beating Tundra, who are 1-2 after losing
Heroic looked pretty good today.
Heroic were really good today. Tundra are 1-2. They lost to OG and Heroic. Extreme Gaming lost to
basically everybody.
Lost to Liquid and Mouse.
Honestly,
1-2.
they should have lost to Cobras as well.
Yeah, Cobra they could have lost as well. They could have been out. Well, then they would have had different opponents. Gamer Legion 1-2. They have beaten Enigma Galaxy. Tidebound are 1-2. They have beaten Yakult. And then we've got Yakult Bros currently 1-1 with Roar Gaming. So that's a Chinese showdown. And Cobra is slated to play Enigma Galaxy for elimination. There will be elimination today.
Based on how Cobra plays, I'm surprised that they've lost all their all their series so far.
Yeah, I mean they were 1-2 against Extreme. The series against Paravision was not that close.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously one of the main stories with Cobra, the most notorious player on this team is of course Parker, who is playing in the same tournament as Heroic. And that they won together almost exactly a year ago in October last year. They won Wallachia Season 2.
Sorry, remember the drama with Parker? Who's the other player? Schofield?
With the whole with parenting?
Yes.
I think it was Schofield, wasn't it?
He's at this tournament, right?
Yeah, he's playing for Heroic.
Yeah.
I believe it was Schofield at least.
Awkward.
Yeah, if they get to play each other, that would be something. But they have avoided confrontation. I can't say on a personal level, obviously, and who knows with that type of TV, what's even going on in the first place. But okay, biggest story of the tournament so far, OG have woken up.
Yeah.
The org have picked a team that is doing well for once. And let's not get ahead of ourselves. They're not through.
Let's refresh this.
But they are 2-0.
Okay. Still.
I think this game is, well, we can check if you want, but it's ongoing. Let's just wait for the result though. So the current OG roster, lest we forget, is a fully Filipino team with 343, aka Adam, who's a great guy, as their coach. He's been talent at a couple of events, so maybe you guys have seen him before, and he also used to play professionally himself as position 5. He played for Fnatic. I think his best result ever was TI6. He played for Fnatic and got 4th, I think, if I remember correctly, because they beat us in the first round, and that was very sad.
That's how you became good friends.
He played bounty. Yeah, I was like, oh man, I have this cuck fetish. Just step all over me, dude. Anyway, roster is Natsumi, Yopash, Nico, Tims, and Scam, as you guys can see if you're watching the video. This was a team that I was thinking from the beginning, it has potential, but it's extremely hard to tell whether it's going to be great or not. So far, so good. Wins against Paravision and Tundra are not easy to come by.
Yeah, that's very surprising.
It's a pretty good resume when you draw these hard opponents early in a Swiss and you beat them. You generally don't get knocked out. I would be shocked now if OG go 2-3. Teams have gone 2-3 after being 2-0, but usually it's because they get good draws.
Yeah.
And I would argue these were not good draws. Maybe Tundra are a little bit weaker, but it's not a team you want to face. So, so well done, OG. And obviously, as we've talked about, it's good for Dota if OG does well. So it would be good for the, for the fan base, for the ecosystem, if this team actually does some damage. So a good start for them on the international scene.
Yeah.
That's the state of this tournament. We are going to be casting it for the next week until the finals conclusion on next Sunday. So that is 6 days from now. The finals will be taking place, and therefore we will do a follow-up episode after we come home to all of this.
That's right. Can't wait to extend my lead somehow.
Yeah, well, as it's looking right now, I think we're probably kind of tied on this because I had Paravision, Extreme, Tundra, and Extreme and Tundra 1-2. My White Donkey's probably going through. I don't know if Gamer Legion can pull through here though. They're also 1-2, right?
Yeah.
They beat Enigma Galaxy, which is seemingly the punching bag of this tournament right now.
So. My White Donkey's 2-0, so I'm not,
yeah, that's probably not going through either. If I had to guess, we're probably going to tie.
Team Liquid is like the eternal envy of teams. Top 8, bottom 8, just you never know. All right. Well, the big news that we didn't have time to do an episode for, and this is actually going to be a very disappointing segment for a lot of people, which I'm just going to say let's talk about it in depth
Okay.
when we get back home.
All right.
Because neither of us have played a single game.
I've played a couple with this.
Okay, you've played a couple. Yeah. I didn't have a chance to play a single game with this event, but this is Dota X Monster Hunter. Very surprising. Is there a point in reading this?
Not in particular.
Okay, so this is...
TLDR. We can open the game, though. Do you have it installed on the PC?
I haven't set up the scenes or anything.
Okay. I mean, we could do it on the fly. It's more money for the dogs.
Okay, fine. Well, I'm not going to have... Let's see if I can do this. I do have game capture. Oh, this is for Relic Arena, though.
Well, you can just switch that to Dota.
Yeah, I will. I'll do exactly that, Cinder. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Play anyway.
Play anyway. So, yeah. This, effectively, what's really surprising about this is the second time ever Valve have done a collab with a different brand. The first one, they did a chest, I want to say 10 years ago with Warhammer. Do you remember that?
Yep.
That's the only other time I can think of where we had anything from a different game put into the game, unless you want to count the...
Announcer packs?
Announcer packs and the Courier. You know which one I'm talking about? The anime dog?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
I don't know what that's from, though, but yeah.
But I think that's from some sort of... I think it's from a game as well, but I'm not... Amaterasu. Thank you, Oak. Yes, Amaterasu. They put that Courier in.
Okay, let's see if this works.
Oh, you might have to move it up in priority. There you go. Cool. Okay. So let's take a little look inside this. Now, this is the splash screen in Dota right now.
See, the problem is part of it's cut off here.
That's okay.
Is it a big deal?
You can see the essence of it. That's fine.
Oh, let's do this.
Oh, look at you.
All right.
Oh my God, master at work, tech genius.
That's right.
I used to work in tech support for a reason.
God, don't remind me.
So this is the current splash screen of Dota, if you guys haven't been playing, and you have a hunter rank, and you have a crafting system, and you have an atlas. So what this event is effectively Valve and, I forgot who makes Monster Hunter, is it Capcom?
Yeah.
Have done this partnership, and what you get in the game is there's some of Capcom's, I would say, IP that is being introduced.
We've been seeing a lot of these sprays.
Yeah, so there's sprays that you unlock at certain levels, and the way you get Hunter rank is just by playing games and completing objectives, such as killing specific heroes that you choose for a reward, or saving allies against enemy hunters. So it's kind of like trying to merge the idea of what Monster Hunter is. Disclaimer, I haven't played Monster Hunter, and you haven't either.
No.
But a couple of the other talent have. I remember both Shiver and ODPixel playing this, so I think they were pretty excited about it. I know Shiver was excited to try to fill out the atlas. So what you do is, what you can see right here, is this is like the overview of what cosmetics are obtainable. And these cosmetics come in different variants, as you're scrolling over them, which you unlock by doing additional challenges and crafting upgrades. And then there's the Poogie, which is the pet, and this is a new thing. We've had pets in Dota before that followed you. We had the armadillo, and I think one other, which they did away with that idea. Now instead, the pet is waiting for you in the fountain, and is happy to see you and cuddle when you come back, and it flees when you're losing your base when it runs away. So I think it's a kind of cute and interesting idea to make pets as a base thing, and I like it a lot more than them following you around because it just introduces different issues. It's clutter. It can be confusing, it can be buggy and show where you are, which was actually a problem with the armadillo at one point. They don't have to bother with that if it's in the base, so that's fine. So some of the cosmetics that are in the game, the most notable one probably is the Rathalos armor. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but for Dragon Knight, which has a dragon form, I think if you click it, you can see it. I forgot where it is, I should do it. It's not too intuitive here. Otherwise,
I can demo it, I guess?
Yeah, just demo it. I'm assuming the dragon form is auto-equipped when you demo this. So I'll let you go over this, because you have a pretty strong opinion about this dragon form, right?
A knight in dragon's armor.
So...
let's see if it shows first, just level up.
Okay.
I'll try to cast it.
That's not it.
That's not it? So it's not auto-equipped, so okay. No. I'll steal your mouse away. I'll find it. Because I think when I was streaming, I was like, how do I see this? And somebody told me, and I forgot what to do.
Somebody's probably typed it out already.
Yeah, I'll tab out and check. Or is the chat?
You have it already? There you go.
You need to buy the supporter pack to get the dragon. You can see the dragon, though.
Oh, music. Shit.
Oh, there's game music?
How loud was it?
All right. Did you guys hear anything we said at all? We couldn't read chat because the game is full screen. We have a one monitor setup only.
We don't have sound enabled.
You could hear a little bit. I muted the master volume.
Well, we fucked up pretty bad, huh?
Okay, well, we'll go over it again really quickly. Unfortunately, you guys don't get the authentic version. Basically, Valve have teamed up with Capcom to do a Dota X Monster Hunter. You have a splash screen like this when you boot the game. There's a Hunter rank, which is the system for which you level up, and leveling up allows you to craft and you unlock sprays that have a different format now, where when you're spraying on the ground, it also shows in chat, which is a new thing they're trying.
Yeah.
And as you craft stuff, you can also upgrade the variants of it. You can see Sniper has different variants. You can see Techie set, etc., etc. The most notable cosmetic, I think, aside from the Poogie, which is a pig that's in your base, they're doing these pets that now, instead of following your hero around like the old armadillo did, this one is now in the fountain. I'm just tabbing out to make sure people hear us now. Okay, we're good. So this is in your base waiting for you and animating when you come back to fountain, and then it flees when you're losing your barracks, as we found out. So the Dragon Knight, I'm trying to find, I don't remember where it is you see the dragon form, because that was what we wanted to talk about with this. I remember somebody on my stream when I was going over this showed me, and then I forgot again how to do it.
Do you click on Expedition Pack?
Maybe that is exactly what you do, actually. Where's that?
Up. Yeah.
Here, Expedition Pack, and then, yeah, you can see it here. This is good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
So, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
So this is the Monster Hunter Rathalos form. Now the other sets are obviously clearly inspired by Monster Hunter in the, particularly... Sure, let's do that. The other sets are inspired by Monster Hunter, but still seem more Dota-esque in their aesthetic. I'm sure you would agree with that. This one, you have an opinion on this.
So I think it looks cool, but... And this is going to sound really weird coming from me. The art style does not, for me, it sticks out more than any set other than like that one Broodmother set that I hate.
The black one. The one that just looks like a spider.
Yeah.
Like genuinely like a realistic spider.
Exactly. That reminds me of this. It's different. It's not the same type of art style, but it's the same reaction I have. And I'm shocked that people don't care. It's, back in the day when we used to make cosmetics for Dota Cinema, and we try to change something, people would, be sometimes very polarizing. Like, oh, you changed it too much, the silhouette, blah, blah, blah. Like, to me, and this is going to sound ridiculous, and maybe it is, to me, this and the Broodmother set are equivalent to if they put in a pixel version of something. Like a Balatro dragon. Like, it sticks out just as much. It's not, to me, it doesn't fit the Dota art style out, which, if we're going to go down that road, that's like the League of Legends, that's the Heroes of Newerth route, where sets get so crazy that it doesn't even look like it's part of the game anymore. That, if we're going to go down that road, that's fine.
Did you not feel that way about the Mirana and Dragon Knight anime versions?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so those two. So those are the sets you don't like, are the ones that distance themselves too much from the art style of the game. That's kind of interesting because you and I, whenever we talk about cosmetics, which we've done a lot to the dismay of every audio listener, some of them actually enjoy it, surprisingly. You like the crazy shit more than I do. I like when it's a little more... It's not that I don't like elaborate and very detailed and things that change the hero quite a lot, as long as I feel like it fits the theme. The ones that I don't like is where it... Like, let's say you had Dragon Knight, but he was like a barista. You can make a really good barista Dragon Knight that's exceptionally well executed, but I'm like, it's a fucking barista. Like, that's not Dragon Knight, Some of those you do like, as long as they thematically, or rather art style wise, fit into the...
I mean, my opinion probably is not consistent across the board.
No, that's fine. I mean, everybody
like
has...
the centaur that looks like a courier.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah. But this is like, I don't know. I'm not the best at, when it comes to art, being able to explain what I like and don't like, but it sticks out too much to me.
Okay.
But like, if I'm looking at this in isolation, this looks fucking awesome, right?
Yeah, it looks good.
Within the Dota universe,
right?
It's like, That's pretty weird, actually.
And I'm assuming you feel the same way about the massive dragon that flies at some points it shows up at the Ancient and sometimes at the Wisdom Rune. There's like this huge fucking dragon.
We haven't seen it in any of the casts, though.
I don't know if you can switch it off or it's a matter of whether you have it as the owner of the account. Because maybe the Observer account just doesn't have it.
So it's client-side only.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. This is all still very new to me. But okay, those are the sets.
But what do you think? I mean, just quickly.
My overall take on this is that let's go. Let's wait with that. Let's conclude after.
Okay,
but these are the sets. So Sniper, Techies, Anti-Mage, Persona, Dragon Knight, Beastmaster, and Wind Ranger. And then there's like each set has 4 variants, which is there's a base variant that you unlock automatically when you just start playing, and all the other ones need to be crafted. And then there's the Hero Atlas, which has lore. First off, we're gonna just skip this. You can read this later with a comic. But this is what I wanted to show. So there is a full-on atlas with 131 entries, and you unlock these entries by playing as or beating the heroes or playing with them. I believe it's mainly playing as is the thing that gives the most
Play games
progress.
with the hero on either team.
Yeah, winning is guaranteed, and play with or against. That's right. It says here. So the hero needs to be present, or you need to win with it. If you win it, you're through. So technically, you can fill out the atlas in theoretically like 100 games. You win 100 and there's the perfect opponents and allies in the rest, so you fill those up. So technically, if you want to do this fast, you should play really unpopular heroes and win every game, because the popular heroes will be filled out by everyone else. So don't worry about meta. That'll fill up organically. So you can see the art style for this is, what would you call this type of art style?
I don't know.
So like this is Alchemist, for example, right? It's not coming to mind. I had this, I think somebody in my chat said it was like Mayan, I think, with like these like
okay, I could see
sharp
that.
edges.
Yeah.
The first word that came to mind for me at the time was hieroglyphics, but it's like not really. I think it's closer to Mayan style than some old Egyptian, whatever. But these stickers are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're cool.
And you can see whenever you play hunts what you can unlock by playing with this hero. And then there's match statistics, your win rates. And whenever you finish an entry in the atlas, there's going to be lore, which is the field notes that lore-wise are presented by, I think there's a couple of different characters that are entering stuff in these notes. I believe at least one of them was from Crownfall. There's Axis Scribe Goodkind, and then there's, I forgot what the other guy's called that I've seen some entries from. Anyway, so yeah, you can fill out this atlas, this progression system. A lot of people, I've seen the feedback on this has been really positive. I think people think it's fun to, have something extra in Dota to progress toward, which is similar to, as we've talked about, just give people a reason to log in and play games and progress something. Like the same with Crownfall, whether you spent money on it or not, it's just, there's this thing that you find some stuff that's fun.
It's funny because sorry, not to go off on a tangent, but with Relic Arena, we're finding this, I mean, it's funny to know something, but then when you actually do it, you learn a little bit more about it and how important it reinforces some of these ideas. But like for our game, everybody's had every leader at their disposal. Recently, because we're going to be adding a bunch more people, we restricted that and we give tokens for playing games that you can collect to be able to unlock them. People have been really into it despite them being restricted from what they've had this whole time, right?
Right.
It's kind of funny, but kind of same idea with this. Because this is like, effectively, this is Dota Plus.
Kind of, yeah.
A different version of Dota Plus that you don't have to pay for.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, what you can do, obviously, it wouldn't be something like this unless you could. You can unlock extra stuff. You can pay $15 for, I guess I don't know what you would call this. It's like an accelerant. There's a couple of things here that are limited only to buying. There's some exclusive items, but you're also getting more crafting materials, and you're getting additional crafts as well that you can't get otherwise. So yeah, that's basically the gist of what's in this with this patch. Now, 2 things. First of all, nobody had any idea, at least to my knowledge, that this was coming. It was a complete surprise.
Yeah.
And it was clear based on overall frequency of patches or releases of content or whatever for the game, whatever you want to call it, that Valve were working on something, but nobody knew what it was. So some people were expecting a huge patch, some people were expecting Crownfall 2 or some different event, and whatever it was. This was probably not on anyone's bingo card.
No.
The receptions have been somewhat mixed, but I would say they've been mixed but mostly positive on Reddit, which is our barometer for this, unless we talk to friends, which we don't have, about what they think.
I mean, okay, I'd say it's mixed.
Okay.
It's been a little bit more positive the longer it's gone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's one of those things where people had to warm up to the idea. But so the problem I have is to talk about this since I haven't gotten a chance to even play a game yet.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really give a full review, but I can tell you my reaction so far.
That's fine.
I don't think. I mean, we didn't really talk about this. I don't think any of the sets are any good.
I think that is a pretty important part of this. So
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, do you agree? Like these are very.
Let's go.
By
Let's
definition,
do your take first.
Okay, I mean by definition, like
mm-hmm.
what makes a good set these days, stuff that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that would have come out like 8 years ago. I feel like, but
okay.
I think the progression aspect to it with like the Hero Atlas is fun. The fact that Valve is working with another game is obviously great. I think it's cool. I don't think I'm the target audience for this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't really care about cosmetics anymore as much as I used to. But yeah, like I said, with learning a little bit more about game design, like the whole idea of just adding extra progression is never a bad thing. I think the only thing that I was disappointed by, well, again, this is just dependent on how things are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the Crownfall replacement? Because it's not remotely close to comparison. Crownfall was infinitely better. Is this just, a fun little event for a couple of months and then a big patch is coming at some point? Like that's the stuff that I would want, right? And if this is going back to the idea of not having the battle pass, like, okay, we'll come out with more gameplay patches. We'll do events. I was hoping for PvE, something like that. Basically, everything I was hoping for is not this.
Right.
But at the same time, I can appreciate what this is, but we don't know if this is in addition to other stuff or if this is just it.
That's the thing with Valve.
Does that make sense?
it does, and that's the thing with Valve. It's all about the mystery.
Yeah.
The fact, can you think of another game dev that wouldn't have teased this? Right? They literally just drop it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They're not like, hey, we're working on something cool with Monster Hunter, stay tuned, or there's some sort of a teaser with the whole atmosphere or the world or whatever they're trying to make. Just nothing. They just drop it out of nowhere when they think it's ready, which is pretty funny. So for me, positives here. I think it's really good for the game to do collabs, because I think one of the problems Dota has is reaching a different audience. And whether some people try this out because of the mashup or whatever you want to call it, the cooperation with Monster Hunter, or if people who have played Monster Hunter are like, oh wow, Dota's doing something with Monster Hunter, I used to play Dota, I'll try it again.
Yeah.
It's a big brand. This game's big. There's a lot, I don't know how many have played Monster Hunter, but it's in the millions, I'm pretty sure. This game is big, right? So hopefully that helps with player numbers and with just generating more interest in Dota, which is obviously a really good thing. I think the whole idea of, also, when I saw this, the first thing I thought of was actually Fortnite, because they've done a lot of these, like, I think we've talked about that many episodes ago, where they would like do something, collaborations with celebrities that would get a skin in the game, or they had something with basketball, I think, at one point, or baseball. There was a big American sport that did like a partnership with them and all this stuff. I think it draws traction to this to games a lot when you do crossovers, and I think it's difficult to do it in an elegant way that makes sense. But I actually think they did a really good job with this, because they're taking the concept of Monster Hunter and the idea of hunting and implementing it in a fun way into Dota that still doesn't break the game. Like you're still playing Dota, it's still the same game. There's just flavor. The Atlas completion is flavor.
Yeah, having to kill a certain hero or something like that. They had that for like some Arcanas, right?
PA there was one with, right? The Assassinations contract or whatever.
They kind of take that mechanic and just apply it to everybody. Yeah, it's fun.
I think it's a great idea. Sets. My biggest letdown with this, I'm in agreement. There's none of these cosmetics that has me particularly excited. And I do think if we just quickly scroll over them, essentially all of the upgraded versions, with very minor exceptions, are just different colors.
Yeah.
I think it would have been much cooler, especially if you think about the concept of hunting, if there were like trophies on their armor. Like they're more accomplished hunters. They've done this or that, and then or that the basic one is maybe a little bit more boring, so it feels more like a progression system where you see Beastmaster has these like double swinging axes on both ends.
Yeah.
Maybe he started out with just the axes, and then he gets this upgrade.
I mean, it looks like the final level is what adds a little bit of VFX.
It's effectively VFX, right? It's glitter, which is fine. The Windranger set basically is just different colors of aura, right? And the armor changes colors. You can see some of the like subtle things with the clothing or whatever on an Anti-Mage set, for example. If you check at the chest, it's like very little differences on the skirt as well. But like essentially the same set with recoloring and particles.
Yeah.
I think with all the effort they put into the progression, that for me is the only miss actually.
And there's
that the set should have.
None of these really. I mean. Like the Dragon Knight one obviously makes a lot of sense, and Beastmaster, but the rest, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, where's
people
Beastmaster?
are complaining about. Yeah, people are complaining that why not heroes with mounts or beasts like Primal.
Yeah.
So I feel like why these here? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess I could say I think Sniper fits thematically. I think Beastmaster fits thematically. Windranger, Dragon Knight. I mean, they do fit. Anti-Mage is a little weird.
Are you excited?
And Techie's Techie, I guess, is a hunter. Not really. I do enjoy, in particular out of these heroes, I do enjoy playing Windranger, but I don't know. I also, in fairness, I also haven't checked how this looks with the Arcana and what slot it takes and whatnot. Like maybe it's good together, but yeah, that's the one thing. But if that's the biggest problem for me, if it's that I don't think the cosmetics are good, but I prefer the gameplay systems and all that, that's more important anyway.
Yeah.
So I think they did a really good job with this. There's been some data mining going on. I don't know if you've seen this, but some people have data mined the upcoming files, and it looks like there's potentially a PvE event or some sort of variant where
okay.
I think I forgot what it is that starts walking down mid lane. Somebody did a short clip of it. I'm sure Chet can help me out with this. I forgot which exact entity is the one that seems like a PvE type, but there is it. My overall impression based on that data mining is that there's more to come than this. Like this is stage 1, and maybe similar to Crownfall that had acts. Maybe this is the start of the Monster Hunter co-op, and there's more coming, and this is the baseline.
Right, and I think I should also mention the fact that I haven't played Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Also attributes to me being very underwhelmed. I guess, like if this was Counter-Strike.
Yeah, just give the heroes guns.
Yeah, for sure.
Might as well.
They have Sniper here. Why not?
Also, there's potentially another. Again, this is speculation, but it seems pretty fleshed out in the files. What looks to be a potential Shadow Shaman Arcana coming out could also be in connection with the event. If you think about his thematics, it's not that far fetched to have Shadow Shaman with Monster Hunter either. So maybe those are coming later. And it says on screen, event ends February 6th. As usual with Valve, we don't trust that. It could end at any later point than that. So I think Quadros Curios did stick to its date, though, for once. I think that's one of the few events that they didn't extend.
Yeah.
Generally, they do some sort of extension because people don't finish.
That seems maybe like a beta test for this, honestly.
Yeah, in a way. But this, I think overall, pretty cool. And I hope that this is a success because I think a way of growing this game, I can't think of a better way of growing Dota than doing cooperation with other popular games. Because drawing people in has proven to be really difficult to get new players because it's really... this is an obvious way of giving them a reason to try it. Like I liked.
What if they did a cooperation with League of Legends? Do you think people would like that?
I don't think either of them would like that. So probably not. But in theory, I've talked about this many moons ago. I think Dota would actually really benefit from having the mode that League of Legends has called ARAM, which is a fast 3v3 mid, and kind of like the...
You mean POG?
Kind of like POG that you made, but it was a custom game, and therefore it wasn't accessible enough, and it was breaking because of patches and whatnot. But POG, in my eyes, Valve should have taken it and actually made it a mod, or rather a queuable mode.
Yeah, they could have paid me millions of dollars.
They could. They definitely could, because in League of Legends, that game mode is really fast, which in this day and age, how many people, the reason that Battle Royales became popular is people just want fucking fast hits, They want to queue, they want to play, and then if it's going bad, give me a new game. ARAM games are like 15 minutes. It's turbo.
Instead of buying my custom game, we're basically not allowed to make custom games anymore. So just went the other side, it's 50-50. It happens. I think that's it for this topic, right?
Probably. I would say that covers it quite well, at least. But we can give some more impressions in a week or two when we've played more games. Yeah. Obviously, when we're at these events, we don't play nearly as many pubs. At least I don't. That's when I'm at home. Because I'm don't really have the time or the energy as much for streaming a lot and playing a lot of Dota.
Yep. We'll see how it progresses and if there's more to it. I miss PvE events.
Yeah, me too. Did we ever do it? We should do that as a tier list.
Yeah.
Tier list of PvE events. I think we're going to
We'd have to do a little more research because I don't remember.
I can find a list of them probably.
I think we'll agree on some of the ones that are the worst, like Nemesis, for example. Holy shit, that was bad. Okay. Next on the list, Valve reveals new... so mmany ads. Reveals some new underwear and
not
backpack.
bad. Sport pants? Those would look good on you.
Yeah.
I think.
New Steam controller, new Steam machine, and new Steam frame, which is the VR.
Yeah.
You just watched this video, so it's a little more fresh for you, but the VR from memory is actually wireless now. I bought an Index.
Yeah.
I thought okay, I'll give impressions later. So wireless version of Steam VR, whatever. Steam Machine is essentially a very small, compact PC, which is, according to the specs, is actually going to be quite powerful for all intents and purposes.
It said in the video, the official announcement video, that it's as strong as 6 Steam Decks.
Yeah, that's pretty good then.
So it can play games.
I mean, the important thing about any type of, like, even the VR, you can use the Steam Machine to stream it to your Steam frame. These names are weird. And then the Steam controller is just an updated version of the one that they made a long time ago, which I thought was pretty good. It's a little bit clunky. This one looks still quite large, but they wanted the trackpad so you can be able to play different types of games.
So I don't own this, right? You have a Steam controller, do you?
Yeah, I don't.
When I look at this, I feel like I use this for... I mean, obviously, I had the whole problem with my arm, which was actually super annoying to use with a controller. And it's still... I still have some remnants of that. I feel like this is going to be... The fact that the bottom part is that thick, it's like, usually I would put some fingers in the handle there, right? So when you hold this, it feels like it just looks a little clunky to me, but...
It looks very uncomfortable. It
isn't that bad to use.
It looks less comfortable. Well, I don't have this version.
No, but the first one. It's
similar. The first, right? Well, I think this looks worse than the first version. I'm trying to think how the layout is. I mean, the problem is, I don't think... maybe different for you. If I'm using this controller, I almost will never need the trackpads. So the fact that it's so large actually I might as well just use an Xbox controller, which is what I've been using. It's just handier. But obviously, if you're trying to use something that requires a mouse, this is going to be the best version for an actual controller that you're going to get. Because it actually felt very intuitive to use if I wanted to actually use the trackpads. But again, by trackpads, I mean the trackpad's the other one, right?
Well, I don't know what you would call those. When you said trackpads, I figured you just meant the 2 squares, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else that would be called.
Yeah. It has good feedback, like the original one. It was well made. It's just, I would never use that portion of it.
So we're not going to go into all the details. The official video that they posted was posted on IGN on YouTube.
I bet they wanted to come out with this before Christmas, but it's going to be
it's coming out next
2026.
But people are probably going to put it on their wish lists anyway because they don't read the fine print. So there's about a 6-minute video. We're not going to play that here because that's a little bit too much for the podcast. We prefer shorter clips. But if you're interested in this, there's more details about interconnectivity. They've got some pretty cool tech with charging in particular of the controller. Look nice. Where the charging is effectively this wireless dongle that you use because the controller is wireless, right? And you can literally just, similar to how you charge your phone when you put it on wireless charging, they have that for the controller. So you can just have it on your desk.
So that's a vast improvement. The other Steam controller used AA batteries.
Right. they probably got some feedback on that. The Steam machine seems pretty strong. I don't think, from what I saw in the video, there was nothing about price, by the way.
No.
So I have no idea how expensive the shit's going to be.
Yeah.
My impression when I watched this was like, this looks cool. Are these VR headphones, when they have to be this big because of the functionality and like it has internal memory, for example, you can install some games on it and whatnot, this feels like it's going to be exhausting to wear. It looks heavy. Right? And I don't know, you have the Index, you said.
Oh, the Index was the worst product I've ever bought. Yeah.
That's one of my biggest concerns with VR technology is I am someone who, when I get immersed in a game, I like to play like many hours in a row. And this tech just still doesn't look like this will be comfortable to wear for 5 hours. I tried playing Beat Saber at my cousin's place some years back, or at a holiday, whatever. I played for 30 minutes and I was sweating. Obviously you're moving, but it was also, I was really sweating in the head region.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
they get disgusting.
There has to be a way. This is the one time I will agree with you on air conditioning. We need air conditioning in the headset. There needs to be fans installed in the VR headset that actually cool you as you're using it, or somehow. But I think that's a bit of a challenge, but
yeah.
It looks cool, and obviously, in classic Valve fashion, just like the Monster Hunter, there was no teaser for this. They're just, oh, hey guys, we've got 3 new pieces of hardware. No,
there's a little bit. I think Owen was talking about it a while back that he was expecting the new VR to be announced soon.
Okay, so maybe they've said that they were
that
doing
portion, but not the Steam machine, not the
machine,
controller.
the controller. Yeah, okay, so maybe I jumped the gun there a bit. Perhaps not every item, but people were not expecting this package, right?
For me, like, I'd have to. The problem is, like, you can't really try the Steam controller anywhere, right? I'd like to try it to see if maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
But for the games that I play, I don't, like I said before, I don't need the trackpads. So Xbox controller works perfectly fine. It's one of my favorite controllers of all time, in fact. So this one could be good. I'll get to the Steam Machine actually, no. Steam Machine, I think a lot of... well, I shouldn't say that. Based on very few things that I read, people were less excited about the Steam Machine, but I think I'm most excited about the Steam Machine.
Right. People are calling it the Gabe Cube, by the way, which I think is a really good name for this.
Yeah, they should have called it that. I don't understand why they don't lean into that
I think it's probably not good for branding when people don't know it's Steam.
Yeah, I guess so. But having a dedicated PC by my TV is something that I had for a while, and now I've offloaded it. Long story. It's extremely handy. If I could use this to also control my TV, like instead of having people have like Roku TV, shit like that, that would be incredible. I'm sure it's possible because this is just literally a PC, but I think this is really cool, depending on the price, obviously. But having something super compact next to the TV, this is something that I would personally be interested in.
Do you like the design?
I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's just a box.
Yeah.
I think most people like me, everything is black in that, general area, so it'll fit in pretty easily.
Believe this, there's like a, if you I don't know if you can, how easily you can, yeah, that's good if you bring that up. The little, what do you call that? The cut in.
This?
Yeah, what would you call that?
I don't know.
Anyway, if you're listening on audio, effectively the Steam Machine it's like a cube, like literally a cube, but then it has a little, it almost looks like a big slot for swiping your credit card.
Okay.
Let's call it that. It's just like a thicker version of that. So it's like deeper or rather it's higher or taller. So that one can be color coded and it can show different things depending on what you want it to show. So you can ask it to give different feedback on. I'm not sure. Like for example, if you're downloading stuff, I think you can use this progress bar or that kind of thing, and you can just use it for colors. There's a good example. If you're watching video here, you can see the lights. But aside from that, it's basically just a black box. It's just I like simplistic design like that for something like this, but I could imagine some people are a little bit like, if you compare it to say a PS5, there's like a little more, there's like a curve and then a little more color or a little more play in that. This is just
nice and simple
functionality, right, above all else.
I like that. And then for the Steam frame, I personally, so again, I feel like I'm shitting on Valve a lot right now. The Index was $1,000 and you needed a dedicated PC on top of that, which, that's another $1,000 if you wanted to run at decent frames.
Right.
Very expensive. I think it's the worst product I've ever bought. The boxes the sensors, they broke. I had to replace them. Those broke again.
Oh wow.
Like, it's no point in even trying to repair it or anything like that. The headset, it looked a little bit like this, but even bulkier. And of course, it has a cord, which is really annoying because it has to attach to your PC.
The wireless thing's a big deal.
I personally think, this is obviously an improvement. It looks lighter. You're talking about how bulky it looks. It's still less bulky than the Index. The fact that it's wireless is huge. I think the controllers that they had were incredibly good. Some of the best controllers I've ever used, for that purpose at least.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally think VR is incredibly overrated.
Right.
I think Beat Saber is the only... Okay, there's a caveat here. Beat Saber was incredible. I could consider that like a killer app. Very awesome. But of course, the sweating problem, I don't know how you fix that. That's literally nothing. I don't think there's anything you could do. You can get these temporary pads that you put in that you can replace with this. Either way, whatever you do, it's a pain in the ass. What was I saying? But VR in general, it feels like a gimmick to me. Like, the caveat was that I played Half-Life Alyx. I couldn't even finish it because I just get motion sick.
Right.
And it's with good frames too, so it's not even a hardware thing. It's just I apparently can't handle it.
Do you think that's something they can fix, or that's a personal thing that some people are just unfit to use the technology?
I think it's
like, because if it's a personal thing that you can't overcome, like, then it doesn't matter how good you make the tech, right? People just can't use it.
I mean, even without that, I think VR has less application and less of a ceiling than AR. I think augmented reality is fucking really cool. Like, we've talked about it before with, I don't own it, but like the Meta, whatever they have, being able to sit down on a piano, you can see perfectly fine around you, and it just tracks that you're playing a piano, and you put on a song, and it's just like you're playing Guitar Hero or something. It tells you what to, like, that's incredible. That is unreal.
That is really cool.
And then the idea of being able to, I just have a table in front of me. I want to play chess or whatever game, even an auto battler against somebody else. I can see them. I can see the board. I can see everything, but I'm not obstructed in my viewpoints at all. Like, the idea of that in the future just it blows my mind how cool that could be. And I mean, I guess AR and VR could integrate in some respects, but so far VR has been a huge letdown, I think. But I know some people really like it, so it just depends on what you're looking for.
It seems like considering how much money and how much time Valve are putting into developing this, they must see a lot of potential in it. Mainly because I'm assuming they considered Half-Life Alyx a big success. I'm assuming, right? So if they saw that as a proof of concept and they think they can develop it, they might think that the ceiling is higher than you do, right? Well, clearly they do. Otherwise,
it's funny you say that. So I wish I had read the article more recently. It's been a while. So Gabe Newell I think we talked about this, didn't we?
Maybe.
At one point, Gabe Newell was deciding on behalf of Valve because they had two teams working on an AR thing and a VR thing, and he chose VR, and he made a quote saying that he doesn't think AR has as big of a future as VR does. And I'm not saying he regretted it, but he met with that same AR team late because he fired them, right? Years later, they come out with whatever, I don't know, whatever it was, and he's like, I was wrong, basically is what he said. Doesn't mean that VR can't also be good, but he was wrong that AR didn't have this ceiling. So,
right.
I don't know. I don't know how other people feel, but the augmented reality just seems not only more accessible, potentially, but still with a higher ceiling as well.
Well, for your sake, let's hope this VR fails and then they do AR instead.
It would be great if both are good.
Yeah, that's true.
I just don't see this one having... I mean, the fact that I think the biggest issue is you just can't see around you, really. Okay,
final thing. I think this could be a little fun. Let's both try to guess the price point for each item.
Okay.
Because this is coming out next year, and at least to my knowledge, there was nothing announced about price. At least not in the video that I watched. So let's do the 3 items one by one, and say you just buy them independently. I'm assuming when you buy the controller that it comes with the dongle. I'm not sure the one the charging system that you plug in.
I believe the video said that, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So let's start with the controller. What do you think this is going to cost?
$60.
$60?
That's probably not right.
I was going to say probably I'm gonna say 130.
Okay, I'm gonna change to 80
Okay.
because $60 is like an Xbox controller.
I think there's no way this is under $100.
You don't think so?
The Steam controller with their charging system.
Yeah, I think 80.
Okay.
You can't. You're not gonna sell this for 130. There's no way.
Yeah.
We're making these predictions.
think-
You're not even gonna keep track of this.
I think. Well, we can always go back and check when it comes out.
Do we ever do that?
I'll try to remember.
Yeah. Okay. You try to remember something.
I think the Pro controller for the Switch is like $100 or something. Unless I'm wrong, I seem to recall that's what we paid for one, and that was a couple of years ago. Anyway, I'll stick to my prediction.
Inflation's a bitch as well. So
Okay, so the Steam machine that supposedly has the power of 6 Steam Decks.
Okay, 512. Okay, it's different models.
Yeah, let's do the base one. So,
So
512
gigs.
gigs. Yeah.
AMD
AMD Zen 4 C6.
Yeah, this
16.
means nothing to me because I don't keep
Right.
track of AMD.
16
stuff.
16 gigabytes DDR5 RAM. Valve says the unit supports 4K gaming at 60 FPS by using AMD FSR with ray tracing.
Okay, this I'll say 800.
It's not bad. My gut instinct was to say 1,000, so I'll say that. But we're close on this. I think so. How much is a PS5?
Like 500-600 probably.
It's that cheap now, is it?
Yeah.
$600.
Probably.
I mean, I say cheap, but thought it was more.
Well,
I'll say $1,000 for that, and then finally the VR system.
Okay, the index was 1,000. This one's wireless.
Was it exactly 1,000?
Yeah.
The index. I think they'll do the same price.
I think so too.
I think this is going to be $1,000.
Yeah. I will not be buying this one.
So probably
Sorry.
okay. So let's say 1K, and you say 800. I say 1K, and you say 80, and I say 130.
Yep.
Do you think they're going to do a package deal where you buy all of the items together for
Yeah,
$2,000?
for sure.
$2,000.
Okay.
That would be more expensive than your deal.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, definitely there's gonna be some package where you get something.
The whole thing, right? Everything.
Well, I don't think it would be cheaper. I think maybe like free shipping or something.
Oh, well. So, okay, in the current form, will you be buying any of this?
I mean,
Let's say they get the price point we talked about. Let's say it's your price. Do you think it's worth it? $800 for the machine.
I think I could find a good use for the Steam machine probably.
Okay.
Steam controller probably not, and then the VR almost certainly not, unless it's like really cheap. But there's no way that's going to be the case. How about you?
There's no way the tech, if you're uncomfortable with the other one, that this one
No.
outperforms it. Because it's the technology itself. Like you can't. Is there a? I guess you can make it less nauseating, right? But if you have the problem with this radical, erratic movement, I don't know how you combat that.
So here I'm going to say this: even without the nausea,
Mm-hmm.
like I thought Half-Life Alyx was cool, but I still think it's a gimmick. I would rather play on my PC.
Right.
So the only thing that I really enjoyed was like Beat Saber. Great game.
It was really fun to try to play that for sure. So from my perspective, I think what the Steam controller does well, I think it has cool added functionality, but for me that doesn't at all trump the hand feel. So when I look at this, I need to try this to convince myself that it is better than a smaller controller, because I think it just looks too bulky to be comfortable.
Like for me, where my thumbs would usually go is where the trackpad is.
Yes.
So it's resting on a place where the mouse will be moving, which is unfortunate.
And what I wonder is, obviously when Valve make products like this, they do a lot of user testing. They have a lot of people trying it. They have to come to the conclusion somehow that this is worth doing, that these pads have more value than the space.
No,
I just don't know if I agree with that until I'm really convinced with some sort of game that this is fucking cool or really useful.
Well, I agree with this actually. It's just not for me because the only reason you're buying, like, if you want a fucking controller, you're gonna buy an Xbox or PS5 controller.
So the selling point is that
you are buying this for the trackpad. Which again, the Steam controller that I have, how many years? That's like 8 years old or some shit. The trackpad's really good. Like the feedback is great. It's the highest quality you could possibly get for something like this.
Okay.
It's just I would never play a game that would require that. Like I'm not playing a fucking FPS game on a controller, but some people want to do that. So if that's up their alley, then absolutely, this is the only thing on the market really that can do that.
And I suppose what was just coming to mind for me is that obviously if you think about how you hold this, what do you call the analog sticks?
Yeah.
Essentially, they're in roughly the same spot as they would be on an Xbox controller. If
They're higher.
If
probably.
the trackpads were up there for a shooter,
right,
it would actually make a ton of sense. But you can't do it that way and have these below because then they're in the way. So if you want to have both, you have to do it like this. But I actually think, if you think about it, if you wanted a real pro shooter controller, you should take the analog sticks out and you should have the trackpads up there. Then it would actually be a nice feel, right? Then you would have there, but then you don't have the functionality of the analog sticks, and then you're losing that selling point.
You want the hybrid nature.
But that is what makes it clunky. That's why the space is so, I don't know. It's probably a personal preference thing where maybe you get used to it, you like it. It's just, this is not really for me. So I'm with you. I think I wouldn't use the trackpads really for anything. So we're just not the audience for that. I think the Steam Machine looks cool. I don't know if I would, this is the thing that I would easily be the most likely to buy. Would be the box, because I think I see the appeal in having a PC next to the monitor. I like the design. I think it's next to the TV in the living room. I think the overall design is nice. I think the specs are good for what you would want it for. So sometimes at home when we would, for example, we'll plug in a laptop with an HDMI cable to our TV because we want to do something computer related. This is just a way nicer way to do it, right? It's just better, it's stronger, it's slicker, it's more convenient. So I think that's cool. I could see myself getting this even at a price point of $1,000 if I really got into the idea of what it could do, and if that would become more of a habit for us to use computer in that way, I think it would be cool. Steam Frame, not really. I mean, I've never owned a VR system, and I've not felt like I've missed out. And I'm saying that even though I tried some of Valve's early testing in like 2015 or whatever at TI where we got to try it, and I was like blown away by some of the scenarios. There was the most memorable moment for me easily was the one where you were put in a scenario and everything was empty space, and they were like, look around you until you find something. And I didn't find anything for a bit, and then I looked straight down and I was standing on one block in empty space, and then he said step off. And I was like hesitantly moving my foot, like, what am I doing? You know, that's when I saw, okay, this technology is powerful, what you can do with it, but obviously it has some major drawbacks like we've talked about already. And I don't know, until I have that, Beat Saber is the only thing that I would be like, hell yeah. I don't feel like I'm missing out by not playing Alex.
If you could get rid of the sweat issue somehow, then I would buy it then maybe I wouldn't, because the sensors kept dying anyway, so I don't fucking know, man. Does this not have sensors? How does that work? Because I had to put it on all corners of my room. I don't know how that works.
It doesn't have sensors. But I don't remember exactly. Yeah, they built it into the headset now.
Okay.
Well, so then the headset's gonna break.
Okay, that's a huge improvement then.
That's pretty big, yeah. The question is, can it retain the same quality?
I mean, like Beat Saber was, again, it's a killer app. It's fucking S tier game. I mean, one issue is you have to download mods to get cool songs, though, right? That's always the issue with these music games, but. We'll see what the price point is. I mean, I'm bitter about the index breaking, so.
It's definitely having all of this internally is a big upgrade for sure. But my concern is, can you retain the same quality when you don't have the external sources, right? Like, is this gonna run as good? Or, because if it is, that's amazing. Then you've effectively just upgraded the technology completely, right?
Yeah.
Remains to be seen whether it performs as well. So, but it's cool. And again, I mean, Valve, people can say what they want about Valve. They're seemingly being pretty damn productive. Working on Deadlock, they're working on this. Supposedly, there's rumors they're working on Half-Life 3.
I thought you were going to say supposedly they're going to update
Dota. Oh yeah, let's say this on podcast as well. Actually, about the patch, we're doing a side bet for nothing. I think that 7 point, what would it be now? 7.40.
Whatever the next patch is.
7.40, I think, is what we would be on. I think it's coming out this year.
Okay.
And you don't.
There's 0% chance. Yeah.
When do you think it's coming out?
Next year.
Yeah, when? When next year?
Maybe March.
March.
Yeah.
Do you think we get a letter patch before? Or are we on this patch for over half a year with no changes?
There's probably a letter patch.
Letter patch in between. Okay. I think we're getting 7.4 in December.
Okay.
I'm gonna say December 14th. And if I'm right, I get 10 points in our prediction game.
What prediction game?
The Pro Dota prediction.
No.
Come on, if I get the date right,
No.
dude, I need rubber band.
I'm not going to give you that. You could have a special connection with Ice Frog, who's just feeding you these dates.
Oh yeah.
Then again, Valve is really bad with dates anyway.
As we both know, Valve are really communicative.
I mean, Valve are going to listen to this and they're going to want to fuck me over. So they're going to choose that date. They're going to force out the patch.
Think of the power.
All right, last topic. This is kind of old news now, but GTA 6 is delayed again until November 2026. I don't know how many delays this is. This has been development for over 10 years now.
When was it originally meant to come out?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I think some people are making some memes that what's that hotel, that skyscraper in Dubai called? The Khalifa?
The Burj Khalifa?
Burj Khalifa it took less time and money to create that building than GTA 6. Having said that, I know that, two things. Number one, this is going to be the biggest release of all time. It's going to outsell everything.
You think so? I don't think it's going to outsell Minecraft.
Minecraft.
I saw a graphic earlier today about most selling games of all time. Let me check. I can find this pretty quickly. Probably it's here. Highest selling video games of all time. Minecraft 350 million copies. GTA 5 220. You need to bring in 50% more players.
Okay, I think we'll do it.
You think so?
Yeah, it's been in development that long.
Which one do you think is third place?
Third place? I have no clue.
Wii Sports.
Oh.
It's kind of funny, right?
So I think the issue with this game, though, is, to my knowledge, which is very limited with GTA, but don't they come out, maybe chat can let us know if I'm wrong, don't they only come out exclusively on consoles at first, and then PC comes later, like a year or two?
I think they've done that in the
again?
past. I think that's not a good strategy now.
No, it's terrible.
Nowadays, you should not do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy a PlayStation. Well, I guess we already have one. I mean, I'm a person that doesn't play other games generally, but I will play GTA 6 if it's on PC. So.
Okay, is there any upside to doing it that way? Do you sell more copies by making it one console exclusive and later PC because some people buy it twice? Or is it just helping with development time to actually get it finished when you're only making it for one platform?
I assume it's the latter.
I mean, me too, but I don't know if that's a good strategy now, because it feels like a lot of when games sell and stuff with hype around playing together, with streaming, with all this stuff, that there's a lot of value in being able to cross-platform games as they launch. Because otherwise you might just lose people, right? Like, let's say it's console only to begin with. People don't have a PS5, they don't buy the game. They want to play GTA 6. And then a year or two later it comes out on PC, and then the people they wanted to play with have already been there. I don't know. It doesn't intuitively seem like
double dipping.
It doesn't seem like a good strategy, but maybe it is. I mean, they have the data, right? So I'm assuming if they do it over and over, there's probably a good reason for it.
Yeah.
But
play with me, become a real legend.
That's a good. Is that showing on stream? That's a good ad. Oh yeah, become a real legend. Best browser RPG.
God, these fucking ads, man.
Hell yeah.
Absolute dog shit.
Hey, there's an ad for Bridgestone tires. That's cool. If you guys want to sponsor the podcast, we do like talking about tech and cars.
That's true.
Cars definitely fit in there. We've also referenced the Michelin Guide. Michelin, if you're out there, you want us to promote your tires, just hit me up. My email is in my bio.
So this brings up another thing that I wanted to talk about now that I just thought about it. So Silk Song came out with very little announcement in terms of dates, right? It was
it got pushed.
Well, it was last minute, effectively.
Yeah, you're right. The finalized date was very shortly before.
Which screwed over a lot of studios, right? That had similar games, some of which delayed their release until certain windows so they wouldn't cannibalize themselves. Others didn't have the choice, I guess, and got destroyed. Not that it's the same genre at all, but like now that we're developing a game, we're hoping that it comes out in like March. That was the initial target date. And this was supposed to come out in March, I believe, right? So this theoretically helps every game. See how many games actually push up their launch because of this.
Right.
But now the problem with ours is Slay the Spire 2 got delayed until March now. So that makes it a little awkward.
I mean, isn't it always just going to be hard to hit that sweet spot where no big games are coming out because there's just so many titles now?
I think the genre matters a lot. It's just I think GTA 6 in particular is just so massive. It doesn't matter the genre.
Yeah, it eclipses everything, right?
Yes, so. But like Slay the Spire, I would say is within the same realm as our game, right? So, yeah, okay, cool. Well, that was an episode. Hour and 29 minutes. My goodness.
Well, look at that.
Done? Gracious. All right, we did it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Sorry it's been a while. We will be casting for the next week or so.
Yep.
And there won't be a patch this year. Sorry about that. We'll see. Anything else? We good?
Actually, let's see that in the comments on the YouTube video. We should have a comment with it comes out this year and it comes out next year and see which one gets most upvotes. I'm curious about that. I'm curious about what the community thinks. I think the majority of people want to believe, Shannon. I think they want to believe, but the question is, do they actually when you put
Are they
them on the
jaded
spot?
like me?
Yeah. Are they
or are they
optimistic?
Are they oblivious like you? Which one is it?
That's good.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, SUNSfan Sooner signing out. Peace.
We say things that don't mean anything.
Subscribe!
But thanks for listening. Yeah.